I just want to explain that back in June, I had the honor to participate in what was called an interfaith solidarity gathering in Springfield, but for the residents of Union County. And one of the speakers at that time is our special guest tonight, and that's Dr. Muhammad Ali Chaudhry. And just real briefly, Dr. Chaudhry graduated from the London School of Economics. He has a PhD in economics from Tufts University, worked at AT&T for 30 years. When he retired there in 1998, he became a lecturer in business at Seton Hall and Rutgers University. And then he went on to serve as an elected official in Bernards Township, both on their Board of Education and on their governing body. But what brings him here tonight at my invitation is his position as co-founder of the Islamic Society of Central Jersey, which is in Boonton. He's also co-founder and president of the Islamic Society of Basking Ridge, but most importantly is a co-founder of the New Jersey Interfaith Coalition. He also serves on the New Jersey Attorney General's Muslim Outreach Committee as a member of the Interfaith Advisory Council of the New Jersey Office of Homeland Security and Preparedness. And specifically, Dr. Chaudhry is the author of and goes around making presentations concerning the Stand Up for the Other pledge. And this was a pledge that at the event in Springfield in June, all of the people there took, and Dr. Chaudhry explained to me that, in fact, both houses of the New Jersey legislature, the members, have stood up and made this pledge. And I asked him if he'd be willing to come here to Union County to just talk to us briefly so that this body, and hopefully the members of the public who are here tonight, can also take this pledge. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Dr. Chaudhry and ask him if he wants to say a few words before we actually all take the pledge.
Mr. Chairman, and members of the Freeholder Board, and members of the public, it is indeed a great honor for me to have the few minutes to speak to you about a very important and timely issue that we are all dealing with. That is bigotry and hatred in many areas of our life that we see. And the pledge that the chairman referred to is something that came out of a meeting that I was at. It is not something I just dreamt up that we needed to do. As a member of the Faith-Based Advisory Council of the Homeland Security Department, I was at a meeting at Drew University in March of 2015. And as a part of that meeting, we generally hear an intelligence report before anything else. So the Department of Homeland Security gives us an idea of what's going on in the world, threats we face, and how the New Jersey Homeland Security Department and the US Homeland Security Department are, of course, preparing us and everyone to make sure that we are protected. Well, in that report, we heard that 3 Muslims had been killed in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. A synagogue had been desecrated, and other horrible things that happened. So when that report ended, the Director of Homeland Security wanted to move on to the next item on the agenda. But it bothered me a little bit, so I raised my hand and I asked whether, as faith leaders, we had an obligation to do something about what we just heard. In fact, I said, how do we know that as faith leaders, that the work that we do is making a difference? And then I offered my own criterion as to how we would know that we are making a difference. And I said that that will be when we see the day that when Muslims sitting among themselves at a family dinner table, at a social gathering, with coworkers, with friends, hear someone say something hateful about a member of another community. And another Muslim at that table stands up and says, that's not right. And the Christians sitting among themselves hear someone among them say something hateful about a Jew or a Muslim or a Hindu or a Buddhist or anyone else. And then another Christian stands up and says, that's not right. And Jews sitting among themselves see the same thing and act that way. Because if we stay silent when we hear hateful words, no matter who they are directed at, no matter where they come from, it would mean that people think you must agree with them. Well, silence is not an option. We really have reached a stage in this country and around the world that we individually, each one of us, regardless of our faith, our national origin, status in life, anything that may be differentiating us from others, regardless of that, we have an obligation to say no to bigotry. So that is when we began this effort. And in that room, the 50 or so people that were sitting there, so I just said to them, would you be willing to take this pledge? And the words that you see here today are pretty much what I said. We've had some editing, some refinement in the language, but generally speaking, I asked them if they themselves, as faith leaders, would be willing to take that stand. And everyone raised their hand. Since then, I spoke to every Attorney General of the state who has signed it. And then on December 16th, 2016, a group of us went to the State House, and through the courtesy of Senator Lesniak and Assemblyman Andrew Zwicker, we were able to get every member of the Senate and Assembly to sign this pledge. In fact, the senators stood together in one of the committee rooms and took the pledge on video, and that video is posted on our website called standupfortheother.org. Since then, we have also been working with every community that is interested. Franklin Township, for example, has adopted as a part of their entire school system, they adopted the pledge as a tool against bullying. The council of Franklin Township started their meeting actually with the pledge when we introduced it. Since then, we have spoken. I have personally gone, along with other groups, at many, many congregations, including the Jewish Federation Assembly that was just held last week at Rutgers University, where everyone at the end of this, at the end of the program, took the pledge as a call to action, that we will all stand up for the other. Union County today, and the Union County Freeholder Board, is really the first county-level government in the state of New Jersey that has taken this initiative and is taking this pledge. So I'm honored to, at this point, ask you to join me. If you would like to stand up, and I will say a few words at a time. If you repeat after me, that will affirm your commitment to standing up to bigotry. He wants to go with the bigotry. Should I go there? Okay. So please repeat after me. While interacting with members of my own faith, or ethnic, or gender community, or with others, if I hear hateful comments from anyone about members of any other community, I pledge to stand up for the other. and speak up to challenge bigotry in any form. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. I think you can just put it on the side there. Members of the audience, thank you so much. Please take this message to your school district. Now it's time to go to the state place where you would like to propagate the message.